highly suggest you have a plan going into practice that follows a
Like
structure.
there's days we'll do offensive stuff for 80% of the practice, and
So I think it also helps them at the end put the puzzle together
it
because
was it
then,
was compartmentalizing things for me, so I wouldn't forget. Oh, dude,
right,
when I was
right.
coaching youth, I tended to break it up into. Welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach, how are you?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
We're
We got to
we're
eat.
we're still in the same spot, and yeah, coach is hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah. Anyway,
If you haven't caught on, we batch these up,
we
so we
do.
haven't been
Well,
here for 2 weeks, living in
we're
Delta.
living in the Tribune Tower in Chicago now. I'll move in. I'll tell my brother I'll
Oh,
move in.
I'll move in right away.
Ah,
Right away. I'll
I
even
know.
move the furniture up to the next level that
I
he's
know. I know. It will be exciting. All right. Before we do that, let's give a big shout out to our sponsor.
Go check out gc.com/coaching youth hoops. It's an app you can download. Parents can do stats for you sitting in the stands, and they can also watch games live if they can't be present. And you, as the coach, are going to get game film. You're going to get how many rebounds you did, how many turnovers you made, etc. It's a
I love
wonderful
that grandma
free
in
app.
Wyoming can watch it. That's
I
what
do
I love.
too,
Or watch
right?
the
Look
read.
at
I love that.
technology, you know?
It's the
Uh,
technology is great. My parents would have loved that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, my grandma would have loved that in the day to be able to watch me, but they lived in different towns and they couldn't. So it was
right.
always a big deal. But that I love that that's capable. I mean, we use it all the time in the fall, and so people can watch that can't make fall league or summer league. Um, yeah. All right. So what's today's topic, Coach?
Today we're going to talk about how to properly structure a practice.
Do we have something that they could go? We didn't talk about our practice thing. Do we want to talk about our practice thing?
Yeah. Well,
We're going
I
to talk
mean,
about that.
I think again, one of the things that you can, yes. So
So
we
yes
have
is the
created,
answer.
yeah,
You
the answer
do.
is yes. There's two things. You threw
I
me
teed that
for a
up
loop
for you.
here.
I
Yeah,
teed that
I
up
know.
really nice for you.
Yes. So go to coachingyouthhoops.com. We have a full season of practice plans for you. You can
Yes.
also create your own practice
Right.
plan. You just fill out a few questions. We use AI to create the practice plan. You answer the questions on what your needs are.
And what's the URL for that?
It's just coachingyouthhoops.com. The second thing I want to introduce
No, but
to
the
that is,
practice. Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
Keep going.
yeah, is we've put together a practice plan structure. Again, if you want to look up the drills all on your own and do the work yourself, we at least created an outline for you. It's a free outline. Just go to coachingyouthhoops.com, click on the tab that's called products, and then down to practice planning. And you can download that. And actually, I take that back. It's only $9. It's not free. That one's not free. So go to coachingyouthoops.com, products, practice planning, and you will see it there in for a small
Small fee
cost
is
of
a
a
cup of coffee.
Starbucks
Trust me, I took Coach out
latte.
for a cup of coffee that they poured water. There was a drip thing.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to,
know.
yeah,
It
trying to
was
get you all
he's a
bougie.
coffee snob. It's something like here's the beans and they're pouring the water and it's dripping and it's
Pour
like just
over.
give me my coffee. I don't need like we
Dude,
would.
yeah.
It's
You
like
love that coffee, though. It was
it was very good. It was very good. But anyway, so that was $9. So why wouldn't
right.
you want great practice plans? All right, so give me the topic. I didn't mean to get you off topic there. No.
No, no, no. We're going to talk about practice plan structure. So
Okay.
this follows right along with the practice planner that I just mentioned. And it's pretty easy, and I highly suggest you have a plan going into practice that follows a structure. Ours is we do not even 5 minutes, a 1 minute huddle in the center of the court. Hey, how are you? How was your day? Anybody got a quick story? And then we hit it hard. I do that mainly with the girls. The boys, I probably would just get on the line and do something right
We
away. Get all that
meditate.
energy
We
out.
meditate.
Yeah, or that's the other
It's
option. Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
on. I want to bring them down before I rev them back up.
Yeah,
So
and that's a really good point.
we
Yeah.
close eyes and go into a circle and we do breathing exercises and we do all, because here's my theory. Even
Do you
with the
like
younger
candles
kids,
too and dim the
no,
lights?
we
And I'm just
could, if
kidding.
we could,
Yeah.
the people listening to this podcast, it's been a while since you've been in school. School is stressful, and
Yeah.
school is comparison, and school is having to be on. And
Yeah.
both of us as parents, we'd go to parent teacher conferences. They say your daughter and son is the nicest person, and then they'd come home and their head would spin around 3 times because they keep it together for school, and then they come home and they know it's safe. It's the same. It's like they're keeping it together for school for the most part. I've had some,
Yeah.
but so this should be their safe zone. So what I try to do is like, okay, I know it's been stressful because especially high school, it's like Mean Girls. It's like the movie Mean Girls. That is literally high school. I'm not kidding. So they're keeping it together and everyone's looking at me and what I'm wearing and how I'm talking and who I'm talking to and blah, blah, blah. So we have to, I like to bring them down. I have found that to be, when we don't do it, they tend to get, it's better. It's a better practice for
Yeah.
sure.
Totally. That totally makes sense.
So structure practice for me, I think you got to have structure. I'm not walking into my classroom, and there are days I do it, but most part I don't walk into classroom not know what I'm going to do. I know I've taught long enough that after 35 years I could probably walk in on Monday without a lesson plan and probably teach, but I don't because
Right.
I want to be prepared. But I never walk into practice because it's such a such moving pieces. But you got to have a lesson plan or a practice plan when you walk in. And like I said a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, is it should be longer than the time. So if you have a 2 hour practice, the practice plan should be 3 hours. Um, but but I change up. Like there's days we'll do offensive stuff for 80% of the practice, and we'll do D. Ours is a little different in the sense that again I get them 6 days a week.
Right.
When I was
Right.
coaching youth, I tended to break it up into quarters. So I had a first quarter, second quarter, halftime, third quarter, fourth quarter. And then that would, okay, so we got some offensive stuff. We got to work on some defensive stuff. We got to work on some team stuff. So it was compartmentalizing things for me. So I wouldn't forget, oh, did we not do an out of bounds play? Have we not worked on our offense in a while? Because I didn't want to work on any one thing too much. And then
Yeah.
pre-game, halftime, post-game, I'd throw the fun stuff. We'd play some games, we'd do something like that, change it, and then I'd refocus them. That's usually the way I structured my practices.
So how I structure it is again, like I said, we meet in the middle. We have 5 minutes of some sort of ball handling exercises where they're just still kind of in a circle. They're talking, right? They have that little community time. That's what I'm trying to say. And then it follows a very structured format of we go offense, and not necessarily in this order, depends on what we need, but it's offense, defense, transition to offense, and transition to defense. And I make sure that I have a set of drills or whatever I need to work on in each of those sections because that follows the game. And you're in one of those stages throughout the game. So I think it also helps them at the end put the puzzle together because then we scrimmage, right? And each of those, you say, well, how much time do you do on what? It depends,
it really does.
right?
And maybe you go to a tournament and all of a sudden things aren't going well.
That's right. Yeah.
Like
And
we
then
didn't play
change
very
that
good.
time on. Right.
Then you gotta pivot. You really do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I definitely have flexibility in that the way we do that.
right.
So the time isn't as important. Obviously, I have 90 minutes, that's the time, but then how I break those up into the sections. And then, it's come to scrimmage time. How much scrimmage, this is funny with kids. I had it's like I feel like I battle this discussion. Let's take offense, for example. We're doing, and I'll go back to a podcast I talked about doing 3-on-3, no dribble. Okay. And that's in the offensive section. We're really focused on the offense before I segue, or I'm going to segue real quickly, and before I finish the thought on the offense, that same drill, 3-and-3, you're also working in defense, right? But I could take that same 3-and-3 no dribble and move it to defense with an emphasis on defense, right? Where I'm instructing the defense more than I am the offense. You see how that, right? But let's go back to the offense. So we're doing 3-and-3 no dribble, and we're just working things out. And the kids say, "Are we ever going to scrimmage today?" I'm like, "What did we just do? This is a scrimmage." I'm like, "Well, what's?" And I ask them, "Well, what do you think a scrimmage is?"
Right.
Right? And then they'll tell me it's, well, you get to dribble. And I said, well, okay, well, I said, can you do me a favor right now? I'm going to give you a calculus problem. Can you figure this out? 'Cause I'm stuck. Yeah, and can you teach it and walk me through it, right? Step by step, so I know. And they're like, no, we can't. I'm like, we're just doing addition, or I'm like, exactly. Right? That's why I have to break the game down to you in little pieces so you're able to quote unquote scrimmage and dribble. I said, but we are scrimmaging. It's 3-on-3. And I just
Right.
took a constraint away, or added a constraint, I mean, right? Which is you can't dribble. Yeah, anyway, kind of on my
But I think
soapbox
the
there, but
big
that's,
takeaway is you got to have some structure.
you have to have structure. And however you want to structure that, again, I structure it by the flow of the game. You
Right.
structure it in kind of four
4 quarters.
quarters. And yeah,
Yeah.
so as long as you have a plan and the kids are learning something
That's
in
the game.
that section and you're moving quickly from one thing to another to keep practice moving the energy up,
Right.
they're building their stamina. So,
Right. All right.
yep.
So shout out to our podcast, new podcast, coach. Let's
Yeah, new
give that
podcast
URL up.
launching. Very exciting. Very excited. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of the youth sports business. We're going to take a behind the scenes look at some of the innovators that are making a difference in youth sports. So go check it out at youthsportsinsider.com.
All right. Give that URL one more time.
Youthsportsinsider.com. And we have a
Cool.
great intro.
It is a good
Guy did
intro.
a
It
great
is a
job.
pretty good intro. All right. Until next week, coach.
All right, so next week.